So now I will be explaining the fifth experiment of HTML. So today my topic is JavaScript, the DOM elements and events. So it consists of some functions. So today I have to make a web page with five things. So 5 questions are given for me. So the first one is string length calculator. So I have to give a text box, and within that I have to give specify a string, and I have to find the string with the longest word. So that's the first one. Second one is a BMI calculator, in which I have to calculate the BMI of a person, and I have to classify the which category belongs according to his BMI. So the third one is a flower garden, in which I have to give the number of columns and rows inside a text box, and I have to print accordingly to the inputs given. The next one is a weight initiator. So it's a kilogram to pound and pound to kilogram converter. Then next one is a coin flip. So in which I have to flip a coin and check whether the output is a head or tail. Last one is a pizza order form. So in this I have to calculate the number of pizzas, the tax, the tip, and the total amount. So that is what I have to do. So this is my code. So for the first question, this is the HTML part. Insert body I given enter the string, and input type is a test. So it will be giving a text box. Then I have also given a button with find on it, and on clicking that it will be redirected to the CLC function. So for displaying the result I have specified a paragraph there, so with the ID res. So this is the JavaScript. So it starts with a script tag. Inside that I have given the function CLC like I have given here, and for the result I have given a variable called resu, and with a variable a I am reading the value from the text box. So the string which I have given in the text box will be assigned to the variable a. Then I am using a split function with a space inside there. So it will be splitting the words in the whole string, and I am storing that in an array called array. Then I am calculating the length of the array. Then using a for loop I am calculating which word from the array is the longest. For that I have given two variables also, I and j. So with the for loops I am finding which string is the longest, and I am displaying that by using document.getElementById. So that is the first one. And the second one is the BMI calculator. So this is the HTML part. For this I have given a field set like in a form. Then I have given weight, and I am taking it in a text box, weight and height, and I have given a button called getEMI, and I am calling a function called calculate here. So after that for displaying the result I have given a spam, and your BMI is the score, and the type is given, your body type is. So this is the script function calculate. So first I am taking the weight and converting the weight into a float value. So and I am assigning that to a variable called a WT. Same as I am assigning the height and initializing it to HT with a float. Then a variable BMI for calculating, and this is the formula for BMI calculation, weight by height square. And document dot get element by ID score. So I am displaying the value of BMI here in this span. Then again I am checking for the type of the BMI. So if BMI less than 18, I am printing underweight using the type tag here. So by else if condition I have specified every conditions, and I am displaying whether it's underweight, normal, overweight or obese. So that's the second question. Then the third one is a flower garden. So here also in textbooks I am taking the inputs of the rows and columns to be rendered. Then again I have given a button called plan garden, and it's calling a function called grow. And for displaying the garden I have given a division with an ID garden. So this is the function. First I am setting a variable with an image from the source. So image search is equal to 2.jpg, and I have specifically given the width and the height. And another variable rw, from which I will take the raw value and assign here, and column value will be assigned to CL. Both are converted to integer values, and using two for loops I am printing the image as said, and after each row I am giving a line break. So that's for the third one. Next one is a converter. So I have given a text box to input the value, input the data. Then next one I have given a drop down list. So it have two drop down lists. So first one is with the kg and lb, and next one is to lb and kg. So it will be showing two drop down box, so we can select within kg to lb or lb to kg. And here also I have given a button called calculate. So it will be calling a function called convert. And for displaying the answer, after the button I have given a span called answer. So this is the script. So first variable data, and I am taking the data from the user and converting it to a float value and storing in a variable called data. Then I am taking the indexes of the drop down list. So first one is the from list. I am taking the value and assigning it to index 1. Then from the to list I am assigning it to index 2. Then I am comparing both. If index 1 equal to 0 and index 2 equal to 0, that is both this will come. That is a kg to lb converter. So I given data equal to data into 2 point some values. So it is the index of conversion. Else index 1 equal to 1 and index 2 equal to 1. That is an lb to kg converter. So that also index is given, and after that I am displaying the data in the span called answer here. So next one is about tossing a coin. So first one I have given is image, tail I have given, which I have here tail.png and head.png. So I have given the tail here with specified width and height. then a button with id click, and will be calling a function called as CLI. Then I am displaying the number of heads and number of tails. So this is the function. So for calculating, actually I have given a function called math. So first I am taking a random value, math.random will give a value less than 1, and I am multiplying it by 10, and I am taking the floor value of that. So it will give some value, and I am storing it to a variable called y. Then I am converting that y to a integer value and storing that value to x. So now we will get an integer value above 1. So after that I am checking, it's a random process, so I am checking if the integer value, that is the x, is odd or even. So if it's even, I am giving that count of head is increased and the image is changed as the head.png, and I am displaying the number of heads here. Same as if it's not even, that is if it's odd, is increasing the tails, displaying the tail image, and displaying the tail, total number of tails. And the last one is a pizza order form. So there are three kinds of pizza: a small pizza, a medium and large pizza, and I am taking the number of each pizza. Then for tip is compulsory, and I given radio buttons for that of 10%, 15% and 20%, and a button to order, and it will be calling a function called calculate p, and the cost is displayed in a span called price. So this is a function. So first I am taking the number of each pizzas. S is for small pizza, M medium and L large. So the cost of the pizza is 100 for small, 200 for medium and 400 for large pizza. So the total cost is calculated here. Then a tax of 9% is to be added. So I given the formula for that, and from that a tip is given. So whatever the tip is selected, that percentage will be calculated, and it will be added to the program here. So tip cost is added. So at last I am displaying the price. So I am displaying the actual price, then tax, tip and the total cost. So that's all the code, and this is the output. So first entering a string. So the second part is the longest word. So it's showing the word which is having the longest letters. Then BMI calculator. So get BMI. The BMI is printed with the body type. Then for flower garden, I'll give 2 and 3 column plant garden. So 2 rows with the 3 columns are printed. Now converter 5. So I am given kilo to LB. So it will be calculated as per the index given, ratio, and LB to kg also is giving. So for head and tails, it's a coin showing the tails. So I am clicking the button called flip. So it's flipped and the image is head, and it's calculating the head as 1. So again after flipping, it's turning to tail, and the tail is 1. So it's the pizza order form. So with tip 10%. So this is the cost of order. Actual price is 500, tax 45, tip 54.5, and the total cost is 599.5. So that's all the experiment.